What's goody to any and everybody who may be listening? Okay. Now we're going to be getting into the meats and potatoes at last. Okay. In the prior installments, I just was, giving you a little bit about what led up to my foray and or my experiences within, you know, um, gay sex. My foray into it. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with prior to me even first getting up and meeting anybody. Now, prior to that, there was this bookstore that I used to go to, not the adult bookstore. I'm talking about like Books a Million. This was a bookstore by the name of Books a Million. On Wake Forest Road, they did have a large selection of different books and magazines. I went up there and I got my Playgirl magazines. I went up there and I surely got my Hustler, my Penthouse, and other types of porn types of magazines. Okay. I did go up there and get those. Now, so let's go ahead and talk about this now. Okay. While I'm here, it's absolutely so one day what I did with my magazines, right? When I would get my magazines, my Playgirl magazines or my Penthouse or whatever types of porn magazines that I got at the time, I would hide them under my mattress at the house. Okay. Okay, not only that, but at this time I had some makeup up under the mattress as well. I had some makeup I was storing up under there and the magazines. Okay, and again, the way I was getting these things were by shoplifting them. See, listen, I didn't realize how much I had shoplifted. Looking back, I didn't really realize how much I was actually really shoplifting. Even though it don't matter, because this is my shit anyway. Who the fuck? Woo! Who consented for you, girl? Okay. Anyway, I'm not finna get back on that right now, cause technically I ain't stole shit. But so I would go and hide the magazines and shit up under my mattress. So of course, Sharita, it was given at that time, it was even given Page of Swords type of energy. Where the bitch prime, the bitch nosy, the bitch looking for something. And she wound up looking up under my mattress and found exactly what she was looking for. Let me tell you what she did. She had the nerve. She packed Po' Boy up in the car with her. She had Po' Boy, aka Dontez, with her, as they drove all the way from Cinema Ridge, okay, to Carnage High School, okay, to pull me out of class. Sharita had the nerve to pull me out of class, okay, as if it won't her, as if she didn't, baby. It was the conflation and just the ritual abuse for me. She came all the way to that school to embarrass me in front of the whole class by whooping me because she found some motherfucking Playgirl magazines and some makeup up under my mattress and knew I was gay anyway and was the one having me molested anyway. This is the type of abuse, the type of conflation, the type of ritual abuse that this lady put me through to try to beat the gay out of me that she put in me. So just imagine the confusion surrounding that I felt. let's go ahead and call our light sparks back from that. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, light sparks, and soul fragments that got caught up, or they got lost, or they got frightened and abandoned within the midst of Sharita putting on a show, coming on down the gardens because she found those Playgirl magazines. Because she found that makeup up under my mattress. To have her drive all the way down to Carthage Middle School to pull me out of class, be released, all of my light sparks, energy, and soul fragments are released, removed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child surrounding that incident. Okay? So, after that, she let me go. I go back into class, and just the whole day, I'm riddled with anxiety, just wondering, excuse me, what was going to happen when I got home. Like I'm sitting there in class, I couldn't think about nothing else. But see, this was purposely done. Okay, now that was a massive energy harvest on that day, as I sat there full of anxiety, wondering like what type of beating was I gonna get when I got home. Okay, so let's fast forward today. I'm full of anxiety and fear that whole day. I get home, this bitch Sharita, this crazy ass bitch, is really sitting there with some flat irons. Right? Then she had the nerve to beat me up and down Cinnamon Ridge with some flat irons. Okay, now that was a lot of energy. Let's go ahead and recall that energy. I decree and declare that any and all of my light sparks that got caught up within the midst of Sharita whooping me up and down, excuse me, Cinnamon Ridge with them flat irons are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child, which is none other than myself. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and let's get to the real meat and potatoes. About when I started to meet and encounter men. Now, it's important for me to talk about this first time because this was a doozy. Now, I had met this man up on the chat line. Now, this was a chat line, 313 something, but it was a Durham number, and we would get on this chat line. They had the straight side, and they had the gay side. So, I met this man. I was probably about 14 or 15 when I invited this man over, and he was supposed to be meeting me at that Books A Million. Okay? But there was something about this experience that I got shooken and I just could not go through with it. Especially, I had walked, this is the thing, I had walked up there to meet him at the Books A Million, and I seen the man pulling in. Okay? Now, it wasn't that the man wasn't attractive, but it was just that what I saw, I did not like what I saw in the man. He looked dangerous. He looked deranged. And it's just the way that he was looking for me. Like, he was looking for me. He was looking for me like I can't even explain the way he was looking, but it was like, damn. Excuse me. This man was literally scanning. He was scanning the field looking for me. And it was that just sort of made me like, no, I can't do that. That was my first time. I was very young. And then get this. Where I told him to meet me at was like in the stall, the bathroom stall, even though, of course, like, that's not even somewhere that I would meet a person. But again, I was so young and inexperienced, that's where I told him to meet me at. Anyway, I did not go through with it. That I was scared as fuck. I'm gonna have to call my light sparks back from that experience. Okay. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, any and all of my light sparks that got caught up or that got lost, that got abandoned, that got stolen within the midst of this first event where I cowered out meeting a man. Okay, where I could not go through with meeting this man. Any light sparks, all of my light sparks, all of my energy and soul fragments released, removed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. Like, I can't even believe I'm coughing like this right now out of nowhere. Okay? That's a sign. But anyway, so let's go on and talk about, okay, I'm still in the same neighborhood. I grew a little, and I finally got the guts to go and meet somebody. But okay, so here we go with the network, with these secret societies, with these networks, with the etheric courting and things of this nature, which drew to me my experiences. It drew to me the people that I would meet anyway. Okay, I did not meet, or could not really at that time meet anybody outside of the spider web, outside of these demonic assignments and things of this nature. Anyway, so but within the next year, I finally did get up with somebody and meet up with somebody. I was about 15 at this time, and he was in his 30s. His name JP. Let's go ahead and talk about it. I met up with him. I think it was New Year's night or something like that. Sharita was gone. She was nowhere in sight. So I had walked on up to like this building up there where I met him in his car. And I gotta tell you, there were some things that went on that night with me and this man up in that car. Where some meat was being sucked and things of this nature. Now, I'm going to have to go ahead and call my light sparks back. We're going to have to go ahead and call my energy back from that experience. And that energy, that person as a whole. Okay? I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, any and all of my light sparks and soul fragments that got caught up in the midst, or that got stolen or abandoned or felt any type of fear from that experience with JP, sitting in that car and getting and munching on that meat, are released, are freed, are healed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. Okay, now that was my first encounter, or my first conscious encounter with the man, because we all know what happened back there in that dungeon when I was with my ex-uncles and things of this nature. But that was my first conscious experience of being with a man. Okay. What else do I want to say? I think I'm just... Hold on. So, Cinnamon Ridge was not that eventful, although I did spend a lot of time on the chat line. I did spend a lot of time on that chat line. Let's call our energy back that got stuck up in that chat line. So, anywhere. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, light sparks, and soul fragments that got caught up within that chat line, that phone chat line, that Durham chat line, are released, removed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. Okay. Um, what else? What else? What else do I want to talk about here? Now let's get on down to the trailer park. Okay, let's skip this whole neighborhood. I'm gonna skip this neighborhood, Sandy Creek, because I'm gonna come back to Sandy Creek and talk about the neighborhood as a whole, because I have some clearing to do with that too. But let's get on to the trailer park, because see, this is where I grow up a little bit, and of course I'm beginning. I'm wanting to explore my sexuality. Okay, and so I did manage to get more experience under my belt at this time. Now, we had moved on to the chat line, but this was not a phone chat line. This was like online. So I mean, we had different websites like BGC.com, Black Gay Chat, which stands for Black Gay Chat. We also had Adam for Adam.com at this time. Okay, so let me go ahead and call my energy back from these two websites. Okay, I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, like sparks and soul fragments that got caught up within the midst of any of these websites, BGC.com, AdamForAdam.com, excuse me, any and all other variations, are released, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. Okay? Now, let's talk about a few of these instances that occurred here down here. I'm gonna do this one over.